Back at the shop today. Main goal is get everything stripped down, weld it out, get the steering dialed in. A big thing is like with the coilover towers, it's in the way now. We had to move it forward to get tire clearance. So now we gotta notch that out. But get everything welded out, get the steering all dialed in, and then this needs a custom radiator setup with the 2Z swap. So we'll get that figured out, and then we gotta do custom exhaust all the way back. Working on the steering, so cutting the tube for this, I'll bevel it. That'll be 2-inch or 1.5-inch 250 wall DOM. And then a really big thing with 3-linking is to get the steering to match the track bar. What that will do is through travel it will they will match, and it won't cause bumps to you if you hit a bump or anything like that. It'll help keep everything in control. So that's what we're working on. So here's the 1.5-inch 250 wall with the bevel on the end, and we'll slide over the bungs, and then we'll start playing around with the matching the track bar. It's a nice thing about having some adjustable mounts. It makes it really easy, but now it's nice and matched, so through travel should control it nicely. So now I didn't tack these yet, so I'll tack these up real quick, and then we will go through the articulation, full bump, full droop, and make sure everything still lines up. And then that will also give us where we want to mount the hydro assist. So we'll start playing around with that, and then we may or may not move this up and down, just depending on where the hydro assist ends up. Also through the travel, a big thing to look for, if you do 1 or 2 small tacks on everything, then you know if things are binding or not. So with how the steering is horizontal, it could possibly bind out when on full droop. So we'll go through and we'll test that, make sure everything works, and then clean all this stuff up and make sure everything clears and does what it's supposed to do. Everything clears at full bump. Right now we've got a few inches between the drag link and the frame. So we know that nothing binded on the joints at full bump and full droop. This one's a little bit close here right now, but I'm gonna clean these up, so not worried about that. So now the next test is to flex it, make sure that when this side comes up and the driver's side drops, it doesn't hit the frame. And if everything clears and turns, we'll be good to go. So at full up passenger, we still have some movement in the hind, so we're good there, and we have 1 inch clearance on the frame. So coilover's bottomed out, we're bumped, should be good to go. This side's fully good, so everything should work. So when fully flexed and you turn passenger, the steering barely touches the bottom of the frame, so we're just gonna notch it out just a little bit so that we never have any issues with that. So now with that little cutout, we will test the steering one more time, make sure it clears, clean it all up, and then make a plate to box it all back in. Now you can see we have about 1/4 inch of clearance. Clean it up a little bit, and we'll put some plate in there. It should be good to go. Got everything welded out, bump stops tied in, everything's supported. We just have a few things left. We got to finish up the tubes here for the double shear and do the double shear on that side. Since the drag link is on top, just for full droop, it doesn't bind. So we'll tie this in for a double shear as well, and then do the tube here. So a few little things and the special be complete. So the reason to put the tube on here is just to, when you clamp it down, it doesn't squish. Keep it strong. So with that on there, it's a nice tight fit, and then when you tighten it down, it squishes the Hahn and holds it nice and tight, both sides. Now that all the double shear is complete, we're gonna move on to doing exhaust. So working on the exhaust, this is how it was set up before. The V-band clamp would hit the frame, so essentially cutting that out, making it cleaner, and then it won't hit the frame anymore, and the V-band will work like it's supposed to. When you're working on exhaust, always pull the O2 sensors just so you don't fry them. Now for the driver's side, just shorten it up, gives us plenty of space. For the back side, we have to go around the link, and then the way the exhaust was turned, it went right into the frame rail. So we had to cut and spin the exhaust to get it to clear. So now it should clear and it should be able to start working back. Blew everything apart to full welded all the truss, the frame side bracketry, all the links, everything's all full welded up. Now that we're done with the double shear, we're going to move on to the water neck, getting that figured out and getting the radiator fit. Now it's cut off, so that's where it was. We're going to end up spinning it probably around there somewhere, so we'll go fit it to the truck and see. So that's the original mark, and then I made 2 marks to the new position. So that's going to be the new position. Now we just got to clean it all up, bevel it out, and get ready to weld. So got both sides cleaned up, beveled inside and out. The marks are still there, and then so I'm gonna tack it together, and then I'll clean off this area as well, just to get a good weld, and then weld it up. Now that we tacked it together, we're going to test fit it one more time and clean it up, finish weld it. should work. Plenty of clearance to get a hose on it. So should clear the intake as well. And we should be able to weld it up and get it done. Quick overview of everything that we did. So we did a PCK mount. That's the pan arm correction kit, just to drop the pan arm, make it a little bit more adjustable. We did a rear OSR mount. What that allowed us to do is get more travel out the rear, put longer shocks in, as well as outboard the shocks. We did custom exhaust work, 3-link in the front, fully built a custom truss for it, double sheared all the steering, dialed in the link geometry, got everything working how we wanted. Front and rear drive shafts, we did exhaust, custom brake lines, and then we also did a custom radiator setup where we had to modify some part of the engine for the custom swap.